Well, I can call this a 1-year review of my Redhead steering box. So it wasn't just the steering box I installed. I also did the Borgeson shaft and rebuilt the entire front suspension, including the radius arm bushings, the pivot beam bushings, the shocks, springs, ball joints, all the tie rods, steering linkage. And I have to say I'm very satisfied with the Redhead. I did something very man-like and actually read the instructions on how to bleed it, and I'm very glad that I did. Let's do a road review. Hidden down there, you can see the Redhead. Also installed a Borgeson steering shaft. Anybody that cares, this is the Ford 300 4.9 liter. Not efficient or powerful, but it's reliable. Steering test on the old Bronco. 1990 with the 4.9 5-speed. Rebuilt the steering, radius arm bushings, beam pivot bushings, U-joints, ball joints, new springs, new shocks. Redhead steering box, a Borgeson steering shaft. It's been about almost 2 years now, I guess. Drives much better than it did. I think I had the steering wheel one spline off. Had it professionally aligned. New pitman arm, new steering linkages, sway bar bushings, spring isolators. Resealed the differential, rebuilt the transmission, rebuilt the transfer case, rebuilt front and rear drive shafts, even that funky weird double card in rear drive shaft on these Broncos. original steering pump, so of course it makes the obligatory Ford sounds. I don't mind it for now. If anybody's on the fence about a Redhead or a blue top, I would say either one's probably a fine choice. But you got to do the rest of the work. If you want to steer like a 30-year-old OBS Ford, do the rest of the work. I did all it in my garage and it wasn't that difficult. No special tools needed. If you want good steering, change your beam pivots, radius arm bushings, sway bar links, steering shaft, steering box, all your steering joints, your ball joints, get it aligned. I put some worn manual hubs in there, repacked my bearings after I inspected them. New wheel seals, axle seals, differential seals, new U-joints. No more seesawing the wheel back and forth to keep it in a straight line. Take my hand off and it goes nice and straight. Even the guy at the alignment shop complimented me on my work. Says people come in and ask for an alignment and expect a miracle without performing all the necessary work that's needed to get your old Ford to steer good. Why do people do that? River's super high. Holy cow. I don't think I've ever seen it that high before. want to say all the work that I put into the steering cost me less than a new Bronco payment. Got all my parts off of Rock Auto. Magnets on my refrigerator to prove how much I shop with Rock Auto. Ugh. It's not that great. It's overcast. It's Washington State in end of February, so sun will not be had for another couple months. Summer though, do some road tripping and exploring. Might even explore some of the Washington State backcountry discovery route. I still have stock height suspension, stock size tires, open differentials. Definitely can't get too crazy on the trails. But for a stock vehicle, this thing's still pretty capable. With its Dana 44 twin traction beam front suspension, it's actually not bad at all. Definitely happy with the steering, especially compared to how I first bought it. Also discovered that one of my motor mounts is broken, so I replaced the motor mounts and the transmission mount. Again, that's all less expensive than a payment on a new Bronco. Sure, the new Broncos are fantastic. I'm on a budget.